Audio Kinks.
It's time for some Hadou Kicks. And in this episode, Hadou Kicks is our sneaker review segment. And on this one, we're actually going to do our first impressions and reactions of a highly anticipated sneaker, I think, for next year, which Jeff Green and Jason Tatum have already shown off. And they've already put out on Instagram Zion Williamson's colorway. It is the Air Jordan 35. And that is the on-foot look from Jeff Green, who had them on the other night for the... Jeff Green's on the Rockets now, right? I believe.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He is indeed.
So, obviously, the Air Jordan line from the 31 and on has taken cues from the older shoes. So obviously the 31 has taken cues from the 1, the 32 has taken cues from the 2, 3, 4, so forth. And it looks like they're continuing that with the Air Jordan 35 to a point. I mean, looking at them right now in that gray and whatever colorway,
Space
colorway,
Nerf?
whatever.
First Nerf.
The Nerf, yeah, I'd say that reminds me of Nerf. So that I'll call that the Nerf colorway for now. The kids probably have another name for it right now, but I don't really care. But yeah, you can
Watch it be Nerf.
Watch it be Nerf, yeah. So the cues that you're seeing that come from the original Air Jordan 5 are the big tongue.
Yep.
The side panel view that's right underneath the tongue is straight from the 5 with the curve that goes all the way back to the Achilles. And then obviously the 23 on there, which is the first time you saw the 23 on an Air Jordan shoe, was on
Modern
the 5.
take on the font.
Modern take on the font, looks like.
You think it's stitched?
Is it stitched? I can't really tell. Looks like it's...
Because that would really be a good throwback, because back then it was stitched. But anyway, sorry.
Anyway, but yeah, and then the similarities end there, because then it looks like
right there
they use the bottom of the 34, and it's been modified a little bit. So what's your take?
I mean, listen, I said it to you right before we started filming this segment that I wish that these were the 34s and this year's 34s would be the 35s, because I feel like these are a step back. I can, the things that call out the 5s are great, because you can tell it's a huge call out, but it doesn't have the most important part. Where's my teeth? It doesn't have that, and it looks, I don't know, it looks like it was a watered down version of last year's model.
Really?
You think so? Last year's model?
I think it's a bulked up version of last year's model, because last year's model was very minimalist. The 34s, although it took subtle cues from the 4, is a very minimalist shoe as far as the mesh on the outside and the tooling. Is a very lightweight shoe. These look a lot heavier because this model that we're looking at looks heavier because the material, even though it looks like it's premium material, with the suede, and then the uppers and just that big plate that's there, that is going underneath the arch of the foot. I think it looks like a heavier shoe.
It bothers me that the plate looks smaller. I can't confirm if it is or isn't, because I haven't seen them in person, but the plate looks smaller. So to me, it's like, wait, why are you showing off less of the cool tech?
Right.
And that bothers me, and it could just be me, but why is it that there's no design on the soles at all? It's literally just foam.
Right.
Like, there's no pattern or nothing. It's just like straight foam.
Yeah, so the original Air Jordan 5 was based off of a fighter jet type deal, which is why you had the flames, the flaming teeth, I would say, at the bottom of the 5, and you don't see any of that design cue here
whatsoever.
Yeah.
There's a cool design that they have in there, but I don't think they did it on purpose.
Yeah, it's an interesting looking shoe, and I think I'd have to see it in a different colorway. And who knows, they might be able to retool the bottom, I guess. I'm assuming that gray ridge that's above the plate is an homage to the netting.
I
As
think yeah, I see the netting in there. That is, I think
you think, yeah, but it's not clear, right?
yeah, I think it might be,
That gray
but
arch though reminds me of the 13 and one of the Jordan brand. I think it's the Air. I don't know, it's the Jordan Swift, the one that Eddie Jones wore. That version of the shoe looks like that.
oh, okay, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I got you.
But
Um,
yeah, go ahead.
listen, there's a really like I think there's a very unique design on here,
Yeah.
and I don't think it was done intentionally whatsoever.
What is it?
I think someone very creative at Puma incepted someone that designed the sneakers mind in Nike. I'm sorry, Jordan brand, because you can see a giant Puma logo right on the front of the sneaker. Where your I guess your pinky toes would be.
Right.
Am I
That
the
so that
only one?
arch, yeah, the man. Depending on how you block out the color, if this
Yeah,
shoe were all white and this part were all black, you would mistake that for a Puma logo. I think you're
so
absolutely right.
now Nike literally just needs to make the whole upper the same color because they can't accent that ever again. You can't get away with that. Everyone's gonna think Clyde, not Jordan.
On that note, there is an actual teardown of the shoe that we're going to
That is
take a
cool.
look at from IMBB_shoes on Instagram. And shout out to him for having this up there and for us to talk
He's gonna
about.
get tons
Uh,
of followers after today.
yeah, he cut. Well, he has a picture of the shoe cut in half, and we are actually able to see the spring plate
Hold up.
that's in the middle, as well as the cushion setup on the back
The
and in the
huge cushion
forefoot.
setup.
It's a huge cushion setup in there, which makes me think that this is going to obviously this is going to be a lot of a heavier shoe than the 34.
Do you
But
think it's gonna be less springy because of the extra weight, but
I
then because it needs more air in it?
maybe I mean, but also like, what do you think? Like, this is, when you see this shoe like this, doesn't this tooling, at least for the bottom of the shoe, look the same as the 34
It
or
it
similar?
looks like it's thicker air units. I feel like it's gonna ride. It's gonna have a good bounce. I feel like even though it's bottom loaded, the air units are so the zoom units are so thick that you're probably gonna feel every single step.
Hmm.
At least first breaking it in.
Hmm.
The
So
front. Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm getting a pair of 34s soon, and
Ooh, lucky you.
I'm I'm curious to see how the 35s are gonna feel if they're gonna feel the same way. I mean, I didn't have too much of interest in it with this colorway, but I'm pretty sure if they come out with a classic colorway, maybe fire red, if they pay homage to
They
those
always right.
colorways with those, I think the shoe
Yeah.
might look pretty good. Particularly the fire red in the cement, the black cements. I think that would be an awesome colorway with
Yeah.
that. They could do. I think they could do a lot because looking at the way they blocked out the colors here,
Yeah.
leads me to believe that they can get pretty creative with the colorways of
Sure.
the sneaker, as well as
Can't wait
pay
for the
homage.
PEDs.
That
Can't
big
wait for the
tongue is still there.
PEDs.
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of foam the what kind of foam they're using. You think it could be React? Nah, they wouldn't do React, right?
No, I don't think they would do React in there.
That'd be really cool though. I think it would boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah. So what's your final take on it so far, as far as a first reaction?
I mean, I wish the upper would look different.
Hmm.
I love that there's a lot of air, in the shoe, but between the plate, like, looking smaller and the upper, not doing enough for me to pay homage to the five, and also the fact that apparently Walt Clyde Frazier got a brand new sneaker too. you know, 6 out of 10.
I want to wait for a new colorway, and I think these are interesting. And I think that
True, true.
depending on what kind of colorway they come out, these could be fire.